Reclaiming your identity doesn't start on stage, it starts within. Hey, this is Stef, and welcome to the Together Moving Forward podcast. A podcast helping 2S LGBTQI plus people embrace self love and self respect so you can celebrate yourself with pride. In this episode, you'll discover how to stay grounded in self love when fear and self doubt show up, why reclaiming your LGBTQ identity with pride starts eternally, not externally, how small, consistent steps rebuild self trust and lasting confidence. Today's conversation is about how to stop abandoning yourself and start embracing your LGBTQ identity with real pride. Hello again, I'm Stef and I'm a human being. Welcome back to the Together Moving Forward podcast. Embrace your 2S LGBTQI plus identity with pride through self-love. No matter where you stand in the 2S LGBTQI plus spectrum, we're all connected. And if you ever struggle to fully love and respect yourself, you're not alone. And this podcast is here to help you. As someone who has navigated my own journey of self-acceptance as a queer, I know the power of hearing voices that reflect our experiences. In this podcast, you'll hear real stories and conversations that leave you with practical tools, fresh perspectives, and the confidence to embrace who you are with pride. To start, I need to say that I'm not a psychologist, a specialist, or someone with a college degree. I'm just a regular guy here to share with all of you and support each other. I'll share my journey, and we will all share journeys together. We'll learn from each other how to move forward. Last week in episode 59, I shared something deeply personal. My return to competition in figure skating at my age. My return to the same kind of ice that one felt like a battlefield. But today, I want to slow it down because beyond the skating, beyond the performance, there was three powerful lessons hidden inside that experience. Three lessons that are not just about sports. They are about self-love, they are about self-respect, they are about reclaiming your identity with pride. Let's go deeper. Highlight number one, self-love means not abandoning yourself when fear shows up. In episode 59, I talked about the difference between 1 year ago and today. A year ago, fear controlled me. The anxiety, the self doubt, the instinct to hide. But this time, something changed. I didn't try to silence the fear. I didn't judge myself from feeling it. I didn't say, "What's wrong with you?" Instead, I talked to myself with kindness. That is self love. Self love is not saying, "I'm never afraid." Self love is saying, "I'm afraid and I'm still staying with myself." When fear showed up before stepping onto the ice, I understood something new. Fear was my nervous system trying to protect me because of my past. And instead of running from it, I moved forward with it. For so many LGBTQ plus people, fear has been a survival mechanism. Fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of not being accepted. But healing begins when we stop abandoning ourselves every time fear appears. That was my first lesson. Self love is staying. Highlight number two, reclaiming your identity with pride starts eternally. When I looked the judges straight in the eye, something shifted. Yes, there was stress, but it was healthy stress. It was not shame. And that moment had nothing to do with medals or scores. It had everything to do with self respect. For years, the ice felt unsafe, not because of the sport, but because of what I was living outside of it. Last weekend, standing there grounded and proud, I realized I'm not performing to prove anything. I was skating because I love it, because I deserve it, because that little boy deserved it. That's what reclaiming your identity really means. It doesn't start when the world applauds you. It doesn't start during Pride Month. It doesn't start when people validate you. It starts when you decide internally. I am no longer ashamed of who I am. For me, skating again is directly connected to embracing my LGBTQ identity because I'm no longer hiding, I'm no longer shrinking, I am no longer surviving. That internal shift, that is pride. Highlight number three: small, consistent steps rebuild trust. And that's self respect. This didn't happen overnight. Oh no. Let me tell you, coming back at 55 years old, soon around 2 years ago, after 15 years away, is not heroic, it's consistent. Training when my body felt different, showing up when motivation wasn't perfect, choosing not to quit when progress felt slow. Self respect is built in small decisions. Every time I choose to train, every time I choose not to give up, every time I choose to speak kindly to myself, I was rebuilding trust with my body. I was rebuilding trust with myself. And here's what I want you to understand: confidence is not a personality trait, it is a result. It is the result of keeping promises to yourself. That magical performance, it wasn't magic. It was the accumulation of small steps. And this applies to your identity too. You don't reclaim your pride in one big declaration. You reclaim it in small, consistent acts of self respect. One conversation, one boundary, and one honest moment. If we bring these three lessons together, here's what they teach us: self love is staying with yourself when fear shows up, self respect is deciding internally that you are no longer ashamed, and confidence is built through small, consistent steps. Episode 59 was about the moment on the ice. This episode is about the meaning behind that moment. And these lessons are not about skating, they are about you, your comeback, your identity, your pride, and your healing. I'm always looking for inspiring guests for the podcast, and I'd love to have you or someone you know share your journey with pride. The world needs your story. It has the power to change lives, and your voice matters. Reach out and send me an email today. Also, I'm now booking keynote speaking engagements. My talk is From Survival to Self Love: How I Finally Learned to Embrace My LGBTQ Identity with Pride, and how you can too. Details at togethermovingforwardpodcast.com under speaking. It is already time to say au revoir just for now. Join me every Monday and Thursday for brand new episodes of the Together Moving Forward podcast and learn how to embrace your 2S LGBTQI plus identity with pride through self love. Wherever you're from in the world, we are all connected. Remember, solidarity beats hate. The more we unite, the stronger we become. Because at the end of the day, we are all equally human and we all deserve the same rights. Before we close with our weekly positive thoughts, I want to tell you what this one personally means to me with today's episode. I am continually growing and evolving into my best self. A year ago, I would have repeated those words hoping they were true. Today, I repeat them knowing they are true. Growing doesn't mean becoming someone new. It means reclaiming who you always were before fear took over. Evolving doesn't mean being perfect. It means staying committed to yourself. With this episode, that positive thought represents something very concrete to me. I'm not stuck in the past. I am not defined by my trauma. I am not limited by my age. I am evolving one small step at a time. And if I can evolve at almost 57, after years of silence and survival, So can you. Now is the time to put your hand on your heart and let's repeat again. You and me together this week, positive thoughts. I am continually growing and evolving into my best self. Yep, I am continually growing and evolving into my best self. From shame, guilt, silence, and rejection to pride, freedom, healing, and love. Together, we are moving forward. Thank you so much for being here with me today and for taking this moment to reflect with me. I truly appreciate it. See you real soon. Ciao. Do you know anyone in the LGBTQ plus community who feels disconnected from their true self, wishing they could embrace their identity with confidence and pride? Share this episode now and help them step into self-love and self-respect so they can truly celebrate who they are with pride, feel empowered, and make a real difference in our community.